Okay, so let's see. Rosen has a new senior living management degree. How do you think the skills in the traditional hospitality industry translate to other industries like senior living management?
So perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, it is every facet that we studied as a part of the hospitality degree.
Mhm.
And you would get it because it was some of the event management degrees kind of,
Mhm.
you elect
True.
to take those and they're all rolled together.
Mhm.
That's really, I think I said earlier, it reminds me of a really long cruise because your guests never leave. It's like those
Yeah.
3-month-long European cruises and stuff.
Right.
But it's gotta be perfectly transferable.
Mhm.
And they have a ton of openings because it's a booming business right now.
Well,
Yeah,
and I
it
think
really is.
too, with that we forget is that sometimes people that are in those facilities need a gentler type of
Mhm.
care and handling and things of that nature. And so being in this industry, you're automatically equipped to handle everybody with care. It's
Mhm.
like you get your degree and it's like handle with care, here you go.
Yes, exactly.
And so, but it's the same thing
It's your
just
second
because
minor.
it is. But it's the same thing. And we are taught to be accommodating and to be open and just to be able to listen.
Listen.
And that is exactly what that industry needs. And so I mean, it couldn't be more of a perfect fit for Rosen.
Yeah, I think that's so true. My grandmother was in a facility recently, and it's a beautiful facility. And I remember just thinking how thankful I was for the people that were there with her,
Mhm.
because that's exactly the skills that they needed, was to listen well and to understand that she's an adult and has lived a complete adult life, and yet a lot of times we have to treat them like we would treat a toddler. And it bothers me when I hear people say that, because it's like, but no, a toddler has only known to be a toddler, and an adult, a senior adult, has known what it's like to live a
Mhm.
life of freedom and make their own choices, and now they're almost confined. So like, to be able to listen and understand and have empathy and compassion, so much of what we're taught when we're dealing with an upset client or a frustrated client, when it has nothing to do with you, but they're upset, and you just can use those soft skills to understand that. And so, yeah, I think it would be, I'm excited about this degree, because I think it's totally the same skill set.
That's so funny. You mentioning that about your grandmother, and
Mhm.
like I remember when my nana, she was at a nursing home while I was at Rosen,
Oh,
and I think I was a sophomore maybe, and I mean it was one of those things where she was on the events committee for her nursing home. And so, and I was in school, so I
Really
would be
does run in your
able to
family.
go through, I would be able to go through, like, this is what I'm learning in my classes, you could do this for everybody, or you could do this, but I mean, they still operate, they still
Yeah.
have events, they
Mhm.
still have food and beverage, an extended lodge
Yeah.
in some capacity, I mean, there's just so many skills that transfer over, but that just reminded me of that memory, and it's crazy how interwoven everything is together.
yeah.
When you say Rosen College around your industry connections, what reaction do you get?
Hmm.
Smiles mostly.
Yeah, smiles, yeah. Everyone knows Rosen
Mhm.
in the area, which is great. And yeah, so always, yeah, smiles. That's exciting. That's so cool you went there.
I would even say too that the school carries weight with it, even when you say it to people that have not graduated from here or just in the Orlando area.
Mhm.
There are so many other sales managers from other restaurants or just in any other hotels when you mention, oh, I'm a Rosen alum, or I went to Rosen, or I'm headed to Rosen to do something, it carries weight, and it's, oh, we had an intern from there, they were great, or
Mhm.
we had students that toured and they were amazing, they were so pleasant. I mean, anybody in the area, and even outside the state, I know that I've done some virtual stuff recently, and having that, again, the accreditation of, oh, that's where you went to school?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, so you must really know what you're talking about when it comes to
Yes.
X, Y, and Z within
Yes.
hospitality. So, I mean, it definitely carries weight, and it's very well known.
I agree. I do bump intern applications higher. I mean,
mhm.
that's just honest, right? Because then I'm
Yeah.
like, well, and then I can easily ask about them from the staff here. You know, how was this person in classes? You know, do we know anything about them? So I think it's great. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and I would even say to that point too, talking to people who are looking to hire,
Mm-hmm.
when you mention Rosen, it is an instant kind of top of the list type
yeah.
thing, just because you know what you're getting when they graduate. You know
Mhm.
that they are going to be prepared with all of the things necessary to start a career in blank.
Yep.
No matter what it is, they're going to come out with all the basic skills to be able to start their career, and then you can mold them into whatever you need.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what the school sets everybody up for, so.
Yeah. When I went into UST Florida initially, there was this like, where did she go? Did she go to college? I hadn't heard of it. They didn't realize Rosen College was connected to UCF.
Yeah.
But during my application process is when they started having the conversations about starting the professional tennis management certificate. So as that kind of all unfolded, they were like, oh, wait a minute. You have a background in all of these other things.
You're like,
Yes, I do. Once that happened, it kind of opened up. And now with the PTM certificate being a part of everything, there's a lot more understanding in the industry that I'm in. But yeah, at Disney, everybody knew. They were like, give it to Alexis. She can do anything. She went to Rosen.
Rosen carries a lot.
that's right,
Yeah.
that's right.
All right, let's see here. What would you go back and tell the senior in high school you?
That's rough.
That is right. I don't
Well,
know
right
what
now
I would
it's
say.
side parts are out. That's what I would tell the high school senior.
And skinny jeans, don't forget.
Skinny jeans,
Skinny
don't
jeans,
buy
that's
them.
right. Gosh, that's so true. You know what? I tell every time I get a chance to speak on campus, I say, please do not undervalue networking. Like, there is so much that your degree will teach you, that your classes will teach you, but at the end of the day, it is going to be who you know and who you've made a connection with. And it's so funny when I say that, there's always a handful of people that say to me, you don't know what it's like. I have to work and I have to go to school. And I was like, yes, I know. I put myself through school. I did not have parents that were able to pay for it. I worked 40 hours a week. And the reason I have my career is because I was in NACE, I was in MPI, I was everywhere. And the value that those events hold, that those chapters hold, especially now that they're student chapters
Oh,
that
yeah.
you can just go to right here on campus.
Right.
It's amazing. And I know myself, when I'm at an event and I see students come to like a NACE event or an MPI event, I immediately walk up and start asking them questions. And it's just a great way to connect. If they can look me in the eye and have a conversation, you know, I'm looking for those skills, those soft skills when I'm talking to people. So I think networking would be something I would go back and say, keep that up. Because I was a big networker in college, but
Yeah.
I would agree. I think I didn't, I would agree with you 110%, but more, I wish I would have gotten more involved in different groups
Mhm.
and clubs in college than I did. Like I mentioned, I was in Greek life, and that was amazing in itself, and that took on a whole new role of responsibilities. But being involved in different organizations within main campus that could tie back, just so that you could, your pool of connections got that much larger, like
Yeah.
you were saying. And I didn't learn the value of that, I think, until I joined MPI within Rosen, and then was able to transfer those skills. But I mean, again, going back to never saying no, I say yes to everything now, because that's how you meet people,
Yeah.
and that's how you grow, and
Yeah.
that's just how you learn. But other than that, I feel like I would tell myself honestly that it's all gonna work out, because I think as a high school senior, you're, a little freaked out just in general. But that there are so many people that are willing to help you along the way,
Yes.
that it is okay.
Yep.
Like, everything will work out, and I know that I'm sure everybody, especially during this time, is tired of hearing that in some capacity. But I think especially when it comes to your degree and your career, trying as many things as possible. It's okay to fail, because it's just learning for the next great thing you're gonna do. But it's all gonna be fine. You're gonna figure out what you wanna do. You're gonna make great choices, and then you're gonna be able to start a career. And I think that there's no better place than Rosen to discover and develop and to release you into the world.
Yeah, I think that that's such great advice. I feel like I can resonate with these COVID students who are graduating, because I graduated December of '01, which
Oh,
is right
wow.
after 9/11.
Yeah.
And the hospitality industry melted then too. And I was like, I'm never gonna get a job. And I got a great job. And then I started my business in '07, the fall of '07, and then the '08 recession came. And it was just great. So I think it's all about your drive and determination. It's not about the circumstances that you're in, you know? So yeah, it'll work out.
I was one of those ones in high school that I completely didn't fit the mold of the other students in my small town that I lived in. And I think if I could go back and tell my high school self, I would tell myself that being different is a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
And to just keep plowing forward and do it, because it wasn't until I got here that I realized that there were others that were like me.
Right.
They've just been sprinkled across the rest of the United States.
Or my favorite in high school is like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up, or what do you want to
Yes.
do? And instead of the whole, oh, I'm gonna be an engineer, I'm gonna, be it was, oh no, I'm gonna be a wedding planner. How are you gonna make money?
Exactly.
It's a
That's
job.
not a real job.
It's a job.
It's a hobby.
Right, exactly. But telling people that it's okay to
Yeah.
be different and dream differently, because if it's not a job now, you can make it one.
Yeah, right before we came here, actually, my oldest daughter said, Mom, if somebody asks me what you do, should I say that you're a wedding planner or a business coach? And I said, tell them I'm an accountant. It's just easier. And she was like, okay. So it's just easier.
Yeah. When I found my home in the theme entertainment and experience world, I was like, oh, I made it. Everybody here's like me. I feel
Yes,
so normal.
yes.
And then I could never explain it to people. I go home and people are like, what do you do?
do?
Is that a job? Does it pay? How do you eat?
I
Yeah.
still don't know how to explain
It's
my
a
job to
glam
most
job.
people.
You're an accountant. That's
I'm an
what you are.
accountant.
Yeah, that's what I am.
Do we have any more questions?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
Awesome.
This was fun.
This was
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah,
Hopefully we
thanks.
helped some people along the way.
I know, yeah, it's a great school, it's an incredible program, and like you guys said, it feels like home, so, and it's sunny and warm here, 11 months of the year,
Yes.
so.
It's perfect. It is wonderful.
I can't think of a better place for a student experience, because you want to go enjoy the hospitality when you're not working.
It's everywhere.
It's
Right.
everywhere.
And
And
the
not to
beaches.
mention,
Yes.
you walk up to campus and it's like you're at a resort. I
Yes.
mean, you get to come to school every day and
At a
live and
resort.
learn
Yeah.
in the city where most of the hospitality of the nation happens.
Yep.
And it is just the coolest thing ever.